Doctor Who The Reality War, the 8th episode of Series 15, or Season 2, is written by Russell T Davies and starring Ncuti Gatwa, Verada Sethiu, and Millie Gibson. After being said in the Wish Worlds, the episode brings back Omega, who last appeared on screen in Arc of Infinity.
Booster terminal. Now!
Russell originally planned to write a new Time Lord in place of Omega, but as the script developed, he felt that using the already established character was a better fit. Russell said that the story wraps up several threads that have been running throughout the 15th Doctor's era, back to the church on Ruby Road, after warning before the release that the plot shakes up the lore of Gallifrey. Russell included an explanation for the concept of bigeneration, a twist on the long-time concept of regeneration that was first shown in The Giggle. He also reveals that he long had the idea of the Doctor falling to his death on a balcony, but never had a resolution for the concept Stephen Moffat's creation of the Time Lord for Joy to the World ultimately provided him that solution, as doors from the hotel could not open into any location or time period. Despite being two different versions of the same character, the character dynamic between the Rani and Mrs. Flood were written to have separate personalities, with the past as taking credit for their plan, while the current handled much of the physical work. The dynamic was also further affected once Omega was added, with the Rani seeing Omega as someone worthy of worship. The read-through of the episode was dedicated to the memory of the first actress to play the Rani, Kate O'Mara, who sadly passed away on 30th of March 2014. Before that, Kate O'Mara said that she would love to return as the Rani, and that her age would be an idea to be exploited. She explained, and I quote, "To have a much older woman as your adversary, there's something interesting about that. She's learned so much over the centuries. It would be like in the fairy stories, where it's always the old woman who is the most frightening." In 2012, Stephen Moffat said that he was asked if Rani was coming back, and his reply was, and I quote, "No one knows who the Rani is. They all know who the Master is. They know the Daleks. They probably know who Davros is, but they don't know who the Rani is, so there's no point in bringing her back." The following year, Harry Beckett of Doctor Who TV voiced his desire for the Rani to return, and noted that despite Moffat's comments, the producer had indeed brought back other lesser-known old characters to the series. This episode is said to be the departure of Ncuti Gatwa, Millie Gibson, and Verada Sethiu as the 15th Doctor, Ruby Sunday, and Belinda Chandra. According to Ncuti Gatwa, it was always the plan for him to only spend a short time playing the Doctor because of the physically and emotionally demanding aspects. He said he initially made about returning for his third season caused the belief that he either loved or was let go from Doctor Who for other reasons such as the lack of viewing figures, uncertainty over Doctor Who's future with Disney Plus, and as a whole or due to displeasure from the executives. On 13th of July 2025, during the interview with BBC Breakfast, Ncuti said that he had chosen to quit his role after 2 series due to the mental and physical toll it was taking on him, but he also added that he doesn't rule out returning to the show in the future. And I will admit, I am pretty devastated and disappointed that he left, especially it was so soon, and I wanted him to stay longer, as I think he's absolutely fantastic as the Doctor. While the Earth is getting destroyed out of reality and the Doctor falls, Steph DeWally returns as Anita Ben, one of the great things about the episode.
Welcome to the Time Hotel. If you'd like to come with me, sir.
Steph was pregnant during the filming, so Anita's pregnancy was written in. So Anita rescued the Doctor and brought him back inside the Time Hotel. After the last meeting, Anita learned more about the Doctor, and it was so cool that she opened the door and sees the 11th Doctor, Matt Smith, playing live chess with Gantok, the footage taken from The Wedding of Riversong, the 3rd Doctor, John Pertwee, held hostage by the Daleks in the alternate timeline, the footage taken from Day of the Daleks, and 15th Doctor, Ncuti Gatwa, dancing with Rogue, taken from the episode Rogue. The Doctor finds out that Rani puts Earth into a time loop by using a wish from Conrad, and Desiderium, an infant god with the power to transform wishes into reality. So both the Doctor and Anita brought in Belinda and Poppy, restoring their memories, and same thing to Ruby and everyone in UNIT, as they have chip implants. Ruth Madeley, Michelle Greenidge, Gemma Redgrave, Susan Twist, Alexander Devrient, Bonnie Langford, and Angela Winter returns as Shirley Bingham, Carla Sunday, Kate Lethbridge-Stewart, Susan Triad, Colonel Ibrium, Melanie Bush, and Cherry Sunday, while Aidan Cook physically plays the Vlinks and voiced by Nick Briggs. So great to see these people again. Yasmin Finney returns as Rose Noble. The character is back into the existence, which is also great to see her back. The Doctor warns UNIT about Rani, Conrad, and Omega. It's so cool to see Rani meeting Mel again, recalling the events of Time and the Rani, 7th Doctor Sylvester McCoy's debut.
And Melanie, we meet again.
Belinda and Ruby were horrified to find out that Mrs. Flood, who's Ruby and Belinda's neighbour, at the same time, is also the Rani.
They're both the Rani.
We bi-generated.
The time ring is used again, as it last used in Genesis of the Daleks, leading to Revenge of the Cybermen, the 4th Doctor Tom Baker's first season. And it was pretty neat when Rani destroyed the Doctor's sonic screwdriver and disappeared, but turns out the sonic screwdriver was okay. Also, Ruby was familiar with Poppy because of the events of Space Babies. Kate mentions that her dad, Brigadier Lethbridge-Stewart, fought Omega in The Three Doctors, a 3rd Doctor John Pertwee story, and there's a great battle between UNIT and Bone Beasts. I thought the Bone Beasts were pretty cool, like I said. The scene where the Doctor flies on Rani's air scooter around London with Bone Beasts attacking, and the theme by Murray Gold, is a blast to watch. Murray Gold, as always, does a great job with his music score. Belinda and Poppy steps inside the Zero Room, built by Susan Triad, and inside is a beyond time and space, and it will exist outside of reality, and after the wish ends, Poppy will still exist. Ruby confronts Conrad. She said that Conrad never mentioned his dad. Again, Jonah Hauer-King is great as Conrad. He has a great character development. Millie Gibson, as always, is great as Ruby Sunday. Definitely a fantastic companion to the Doctor. While the Doctor confronts both Ranis inside the palace, the seal opens, and Omega, who looks like a skeleton creature, crawls out, which I didn't expect. My jaw dropped when I saw that.
Rani, get back.
Originally, the first Time Lords that Rani was setting free was a new character, but Russell T Davies realised that the character was basically Omega, leading to him cutting out the middle man. Omega in this episode is voiced by Nicholas Briggs, with the character's physical appearance being handled by CGI.
I will become the god of time, with Time Lords to feast upon.
And it's pretty mad that Omega picks up Archie Punjabi's Rani and eats her. That happened very quick in the episode, and it's so sad to see her go because I think Archie Punjabi is a fantastic Rani. Anita Dobson is also great as Mrs. Flood, also known as the Rani. She really does have a thing with the fourth wall breaking, so Mrs. Flood's Rani escapes, and the bit where the Doctor uses Vindicator to send Omega back inside the seal was pretty cool to watch. Ruby wished Conrad a happy life, so after she kissed the baby that Rani kidnapped, she blew Conrad away. The Doctor, Ruby and the baby got into the TARDIS and makes a wish for Desiderium to no longer grant wishes. The whole world is back to normal. The Doctor and Ruby gave the baby to Carla and Cherry to look after. He's now called Joseph. named after Cherry's husband, which is really nice. Returning to unit, Anita returns to the Time Hotel. Apparently the boss says hello to the Doctor.
Oh, they say hello, by the way.
Who does?
The boss.
Poppy is still around, and it was intense for a second when the door of the Zero Room opens because we think that she might have disappeared. But nope, she's still around until the Doctor and Belinda decide to travel together, thinking of going to Neptune, placing Poppy in the cot. After she disappeared, Ruby was the only one who remembers Poppy, but no one else does, not even the unit. The world has changed a little bit since after it was restored. Conrad is a cook and he doesn't recall any of his villain events. There's a nice moment where Ruby reminded the Doctor one time she didn't exist, so he fights the goblins to bring Ruby back. Also the Doctor saved Belinda, Kate and everyone's lives, which got him to return to the TARDIS to try bring back Poppy. After watching all of his incarnations on the scanner, starting with the first Doctor, William Hartnell, he gets help from a surprise returning character, the 13th Doctor, Jodie Whittaker.
I was the best.
Okay, let's say best male. But don't tell the others.
What?
I cheered when she came back. It is one of the best things about this episode. It's like she never left. Jodie obviously last appeared in The Power of the Doctor. She disguised her name as Petrol on the Daily Call sheets to keep her return a secret. Russell T Davies said he wanted to include a scene where the 13th Doctor meets the 15th Doctor because he felt there was a missing link between the two due to the casting of David Tennant as the 14th Doctor. Tight filming schedules also required Whittaker to be flown in for her one day on set as she was abroad while recording was underway. Jodie also wore a wig as her hair was long and brown instead of short blonde like she previously had. Jodie also admitted that one of her regrets from her run was that she did not get to interact with Peter Capaldi or David Tennant during the regeneration scenes, and the fact that she got to meet Ncuti Gatwa was really special for her.
Blimey, you're gorgeous. Your face is absolutely beautiful.
After the help from the 13th Doctor, the 15th Doctor realises that it was going to eat his soul and there's no chance of bigeneration, which the 13th Doctor isn't aware of.
No chance of bigeneration.
No chance of what?
Oh, never mind. Forget I said anything.
I also love the fact that she quoted the second Doctor, Patrick Troughton's line when she says, "You redecorated, I don't like it."
You've redecorated. I don't like it. Does it really need to be bigger?
Also when the 15th Doctor tells the 13th that he loves her, but she admitted that she never said that, and that's true, she doesn't. Not even to Yasmin Khan, but the 15th Doctor admitted that she already knows, which is a lovely moment. So after the 13th Doctor disappeared, the 15th Doctor lets out his regeneration so that the energy of it can be used in conjunction with the time vortex to slightly shift the timeline, which brings Poppy back into the existence as Belinda's daughter, but the difference is she's not the Doctor's daughter. A lot of people have been too hard on that scene. I don't think it's bad as people say it, personally. I don't think it really damages the show. I think Verada and Sienna are great as Belinda and Poppy. They work so well together. It's been said that there were rewrites and reshoots when the image of the Doctor and Belinda dancing with a Happy May Day banner in the background was released. Sienna's mum said that the original ending would have seen Poppy revealed as Susan's mum, and Carol Ann Ford would have reprised that role. Unfortunately, that scene didn't make it to the episode. After the Doctor says goodbye to Belinda and Poppy, which is really moving, the Doctor disappeared away in the TARDIS as the lights are off and sees the star of Bethlehem so that he doesn't have to regenerate alone, which is the star that Joy became at the end of Joy to the World.
Joy to the world!
We get a surprise regeneration, even though there was rumours and BBC tried to deny it. The 15th Doctor regenerates into Billie Piper, who previously played 9th and 10th Doctor's companion, Rose Tyler. a twist that I never would have thought would have happened in the show. The idea was met with divisive reaction and considered a desperation. Similar reaction to Robert Downey Jr. returning to MCU after he previously played Iron Man in the franchise. When the credits roll, it said introducing Billie Piper. It did not say as the Doctor. Some say she could be playing Bad Wolf, and some say she could be playing the 16th Doctor. After the broadcast of the episode, we get a new spin-off, The War Between the Land and the Sea trailer, with Kate Stewart as the main character.
The tides have drawn us together. We could make a difference, you and I. End the conflict between our species.
What did you think of The Reality War and Series 15? Let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see yous in the next video.